Um, um, actually, if only there was someone that was an expert at sub 25 big blind. That's what you sound like. That's
Hello, everyone. How you guys doing? Welcome back to the official Nick Walsh TV channel. It's been a while since we've done a just NWTV stream. It is true, a couple days ago, we did actually kind of transition from the Spin Go showdown that we've been doing over on the official PokerStars channel directly to where we are here. But there's nothing quite like listening to the actual NWTV intro all the way from the start, right? That's much better. Anyway, guys, how you doing? Welcome back. This is going to be another installment, I believe, kind of technically like the second installment of the 50K challenge. And I've sort of come to the realization that, 5,000 games is a lot of games. I kind of knew that before, but based on the numbers that we had from the previous game, from the previous session, excuse me, it does strike me that we're actually not getting through as many games on stream as I thought we would, which means that our projection for how long it's going to take is a little bit warped, which means we're going to have to play a little bit more on stream, but then also that means we got to jump on and do some more random streams like this. So we're going to play some poker today. We're going to play some Spin Goes, believe it or not, and we are going to try and build towards the challenge. What is the challenge, you say? Well, I am playing $50,000 worth of $10 Spin Goes in 2025, and I'm basically just going to document my progress, the most of which will be played here, and then I'll actually update over on the social media too. At the end and the beginning of streams, I'll show you guys where we're at so you guys get an idea of the flavor of where we're at with the challenge. But I'm going to do more of like a sort of breakdown, if you will, of how it's going over on my Instagram channels, so on my TikTok and my Instagram in particular. So basically, I've been trying to take some decent notes about like how am I feeling, or like anything of interest. Did anything of interest happen? For example, in the spin challenge so far, we've actually had. Let me see my notes. So if we take a look at my session notes, we have had. I actually had to add this to 10x multis, lost both. So to date, so far, guys, we have had 4 10x multipliers and 1 25x multiplier. We have won one of our 10x's and we've won one of our 25x's. So we're actually running like way ahead of expectation in terms of multipliers. We're actually all over the joint in terms of EV and also in chips won. We'll take a look at the graph and we'll go from there. But essentially what I'm saying is all the bullshit I'm saying now, I'm supposed to save for over on social media so you guys can watch that and then watch this separately and it's not the same content, but whatever, fuck me. All right, let's get over to some review and we will save that really quick. And we'll take a look at what I'm talking about. All right, so over here, guys, this is the graph so far. This is filtered from the 19th of the 6th, 2025. This is strictly spinning goes after the merge. This includes a couple of the games that we played kind of in preparation for this because they were still $10. They were still part of the merge pool. And this is where we're at. The EV is kind of a roller coaster, as you'd expect. We actually got off to a flyer. We were running extremely well, and now it looks like we're kind of coming down to reality with a bump. But again, nothing that's unexpected. Like a lot of the way that we're approaching this challenge is analytical and with a very reasonable expectation of like what's possible. I've said from the very start, I don't know what's possible yet. We're going to have to see what's going to happen over 5,000 games. We should have some idea. But if we could have even a couple % ROI pre-rake back, that'd be great, especially with the merge spins being much faster and the edge being smaller. So we've put in some volume, guys. So far, we've played 166 games. That is $1,660, and we're up 170 bucks. Excuse me. We have an ROI of about 10%. The $170 is not earned yet by any stretch of the imagination. Our actual rake back, our EV ROI after 166 games is in the negative, theoretically. But like I said, with the merged pool, there's a lot to consider here. 166 games, anything can happen. It's a very high variance format, made even more high variance by the fact it's almost all flash. And it's going to be reflected not only in our results, but then also in our ability to find a representative sample. So it's going to take us some time to play. I don't know. It's going to take us some time. I think after a couple thousand, we should start to get the gist of where we're at, and then after 5K, hopefully we should have a little bit more of okay, well that's a start. There's probably things we can be doing better. In any case, let's get across to our games and let's play some spinning goes. Enough bullshit. Let's just fire up some games and we'll see how we get on. Let's keep that one there and let's fire this. All right, $10 on the left. We're going to get 2 games going here. All right, that one's on the line. Let's get another game going, and we'll play 2 at a time. Wrong game twice. There we go. All right, let's play some poker, gang. How you guys doing out there in chat? Let me know what you're up to. Hey, show me. Hello, Crooks. Hello, Rock. Hello, Tom. Hello, Harry loves poker. Great name. Harry loves poker, indeed. Chip Taker. Hello. Thanks, Harry. Thank you for the support, buddy. For funds, is your goal to make 50K with the Spin and Go challenge? Absolutely not. No, I would love for that to happen. No, the goal is to play $50,000 worth of Spin and Goes to see what the results will be. The actual EV ROI of that in practice is going to be significantly smaller than one would imagine. I am going to bet this river. I'm going to bluff this river. Nice. No, the idea is I'm going to play $50,000 worth of $10 spins, which is 5,000 games, and I'm going to report back the results, and we're going to just follow along with it. I wanted the original challenge to be 100K, but I ended up having to push this back and push this back. I don't actually have that many months left in the year, and also with the change in the merge spins, I wanted to play the 10s to start off as well. It just made more sense in the context of time, and then also the additional variance that we're going to suffer. Chip Taker says, does anyone know if the Sunday Million Tournament Sunday will be back? It will be back eventually, yes. I think the ace-3 on the left needs to go here, especially against the reg. I think we just run this one. Wish me luck, guys. He's got king-queen. Oh, that's not really cool, is it? I might want to look this one up later on. I'm pretty sure the ace tray is a call, though, for however many bigs it was. It's like 9 bigs. Shove. Yeah, about 9 bigs. Story checks out, I think, guys. Can somebody look that one up for me, please? I think that's okay to request on delay. Akuma, what's up? Good to see you again. Pleasure to have you here. Let's link this. Carol is definitely a reg, by the way. Oh, so definitely we'll just do that for now. Are we going to get a call from a 10 on the right here? That'd be nice, right? Chip Taker says mainly cash games, just reached power past step 4. Good luck in that one. Oh, we got some value on the right. Beautiful stuff. Can somebody look up the ace tray for 9 bigs? I don't know why I feel so stunted at these stacked apps. I guess maybe they just don't happen as often in the previous format. Fold this one. Getting it in good on all right is nice. Yeah. Okay, we can check on the left, limp this one on the right. What's up, Olga? Good to see you as well. For funds, no problem. I do not. I understand. I understand the question. That's what I'm trying to say. You could bump it up to 25 to get faster if you're falling behind. I think that's probably like not ridiculous in terms of like getting to get like if we're considering the challenge to be like, you know, hey, let's get to 50K before the end of the year. Yes. If we're considering this now a little bit more of an experiment since we've got like a merged pool, I think probably that's a no-no. I think that's a no-no. Cuz I don't want results at the end to be skewed positively or negatively if just because like, you know, maybe we ran super hot in the 25s or we ran really bad in the 25s. Either way, it starts to feel a little bit dangerous to do that, I think, in my opinion. I think we are still going to call here, and then we are going to value bet this one. I think it's difficult for our opponent to actually have a, oh my god, the razorist thin value bet on the right there. The most razorist. We're calling a shove on the right, of course. El Mahora, I think, is probably a reg as well. We should start doing more labels here just for ease of stream. Yeah, the story checks out. Little domination situation feels good. Hold. Don't you fucking dare. Don't you dare. Fold and then a fold. Best way to take quick. Yeah, that is a good shout for funds. I agree. I actually have a slightly better system that I need to employ because I should have a hotkey that saves it for me in hand to note. Easy push on the left. On the right, obviously taking a beautiful hand to the flop if we can. Come on. On the left, can we win our first game?
Actually, if only there was someone that was an expert.
Still too funny, man. I love it. That's not a good river. Bird, thank you for the follow. Nuke Duke, thank you for the follow. Mark Pinferno, great name. How you doing, man? Thank you for the follow. Moto Shark, thank you for the follow. Bird is asking, can I get unbanned from the PokerStars channel? You're going to have to go through the channels, man. I'm afraid I can't do any favors. I actually don't have that power. Justice on the left. Can we get a little justice? Justice? Yeah, all right, justice. I'm not even going to value bet on the right. This is how wild I'm feeling today, guys. I will call a river bet though. And we will value bet if not. Oh my god. On the left, let's go. This guy's seen too many razor thin value bets so far. Also, is that how many games have we played just now? Okay, definitely a call here. Kind of unlucky to run into King 9. I think this is going to become like quite a recurring thing as well. Like, I've only played, you know, whatever 100 and whatever of the new format, but the one thing I will say is you're going to go through stretches where your EV looks like absolute garbage because you shoved like ace-5 and you just run to ace-king like all day. I mean, that's the same thing happens in like regular speeds, obviously. The same thing certainly happens in reg speeds, but the bigger issue is that in these games when we're getting through tons of volume, like over a short stretch, that can look like a lot of like really, really bad games, like a stretch of bad games. I think that's why the larger sample is going to make more sense for this challenge anyway. I said season 3 of Prison Break was good. Please tell me that's actually the reason.
If only there was someone that was an expert at sub 25 big blind.
Thank you for the follow. That was Nietgik. Thank you. Please tell me that was the real reason. Have you guys watched any Last of Us? There is a good example of a show that fell off. There is an example of a show that I thought was actually pretty good, and I think a lot of people hated it because it was like really. Yeah, this one still goes, I think. There was a lot of people that disliked it because of the King 7 might be a check. I think it's a shove versus limp though at 9. A lot of people disliked it because they enjoyed the games and it deviated from the game story. But like, I just thought that actually they killed off some of the best characters, and then they were like struggling to get back into it. All right, cool. Let's fire up into the game. Straight back in. Can somebody look up the King 7 for me as well, please? It was King 7 versus limp, heads up, 9 effective. I don't think it had anything to do with Prison Break. I think he should get unbanned because that was actually really funny. I actually really thought that was good. I think it's the right thing to do. Come on, guys. Shall we have a little bluff? If we're going to bluff, I think we actually have to do something kind of wacky. Because what we're trying to do is we're trying to say a 4 or a 5 wants to like completely hate life, right? That might be incredibly unbalanced, but story checks out if we win, right? Man, 8-6 offsuit blind v blind. Let's just try and limp it in, huh? I'm a bit confused why the guy on our right is limping and didn't bet this flop, but I guess that's cool. We're gonna keep the bluffs in if we can. Try and get the rest on the river. Could literally just have pocket kings. That would be a pretty sick meme, right? Right. We're gonna shove the river because if he does have a king or an 8, he's never gonna fold. He's never fold. He's got pocket jacks. Unlucky. All right, on the turn, we bet. Are we going to get a 5 to fold that often? Not on the turn, but I do think there is a chance we could convince him to fold on the river if we play our hand this way. And plus, we can still improve to the 8 or the 6. King 9 is easy game, right? Last of Us Season 1 was great. Season 2 was a bit bored of it. That's exactly it. It was just boring. It was just not... I don't know. I don't think Ellie is a very likable character. I feel bad for what's her name, Bella Ramsey or whatever, the girl that plays her. I think she's actually doing pretty well with the material. But like the character, it's her, like the character itself or herself or themselves, whatever it is, whatever the correct turn of phrase is. This one is pretty ugly here. Oh God, I'm so exploit there. I am ultimate exploit here. We are going to limp. If he shoves, we're still going to call with the Jack 9 of clubs. Wish me luck, guys. Look at the equity. Oh, my God, the absolute trap of the century. Where does he come from with the Jack 9 suited trap? Let's go. 20 bucks in the bank. That's going to look good on the graph. Uh-oh, pre-selly. Uh-oh, pre-selly. Not the pre-selly. No. No, don't punish me. Don't do it. No, I thought we had him covered. Yeah, the character was not particularly likable. Oh, God, it's 2 big blinds, for God's sake. Oh, is this the bottom of range? I don't even know. Do we still 2 big blinds, don't we? Oh, God damn it. It's so annoying. So annoying. You can fold this one at least. Can somebody look up the 7 deuce for me as well, please? I feel like the 7 deuce is still got to go. This one's definitely still a limp. Sorry, guys. Sorry, I've got too many wires all over my desk now, guys. I bought these extra long HDMI and I bought these extra long HDMI and USB extenders so I could game from the projector in the other room for maximum latency. Fuck. This is a call, isn't it? We're above 2.6. It's only just a smidge over. We have to gamble. Wish me luck. Can somebody look up the 5-4 as well, please? God, we run so bad. Next game. It's just equity. It's just the equity situation. It's the same as the 7 deuce of diamonds. Like, I'm pretty sure if we have any suited hand, we have to shove for, like, 2 big blinds plus. Like, that's the absolute, like, bottom. Oh, my God. What is this? This is what I'm saying about the run bad. You have 3 bigs and king 9. King 9 of spades is, like, the absolute omega nuts at this stack depth. Oops, sorry. I've got the wrong tables up, guys. There we go. Yeah, it was deserved that I lost that one, but that was pretty savage. I wasn't pre-celebrating like out of confidence. I actually thought we had him covered, and I still got fucking burned, didn't I? I was outrageously run bad. I love how my mods are just punishing me now, just laughing at my sadness. I forgot to turn my lights on, guys. This is awful. Oops. Ah, it's too bright. Not looking my best today. We can also turn this on as well. I hate when it does that. It snaps to the wrong place, doesn't it, guys? Yeah, we're going to get to showdown with this hand. It's going to be fantastic.
Actually, if only there was someone that was.
Thank you very much for the follow.
Sub 25 big blind.
T-Boy Reg, what's up?
That's what you sound like.
I'm not folding the turn. I might call it with queen high on the river. Oh my God, queen high is the nuts. Told you. Rewatch Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, that series, which yeah, that is a good shout actually. Can we get away with the value bet here? Value bet. He's got a 4. He's got a 4. He's got a 4. All right, we're going to call the shove with the A6 of spades if we have to. Definitely afford to check this flop. Wouldn't it be fun if Nick did a 50K challenge and kickoff? God. Can you imagine? A6 of spades is the nuts on the left, right? Got him again. Fold on the right. I was gonna say we're too deep to shove the queen 3 versus limp. I actually need to go back to the Need to go back to the drawing board a little bit here.
Actually,
with the pre-flops
if
at
only
these
there was
super
someone
short
that
stack depths.
was an expert at sub 25 big blind.
I think we end up playing a lot more like at 18 big blinds effective in the previous format. Yep, this is a call on the right. It's pretty straightforward. Running into King 7 is just annoying. Gonna chop it loads like we do, which feels great. Gonna trap with the 8s. Would love to call a shove here. Pocket 2s. Wishful thinking. Going to go for value on the turn. A lot of people rep their 9s after check on flop, so we're going to try and get a 7 to call. How thin we go on the river is going to be up for debate, though. How thin we go on the river is up for debate. Can we get a 1 big blind value bet on the left, or are we just going to cry when he shows us like 9-5 offsuit? Oh, my God. How cheeky is this? 1 big blind on the river. All in for the win on the rights. Can we get a value bet through on the left? Come on, he's definitely does not have a 9. He would have snapped a 9 by now. Go on, go on. Oh my God. Oh my guys. Today we are value betting thin, bruv. We've got like 5 like teeny super razor thin value bets through. Should we turn this one into an ISO because we're absolutely mental? Turn the 5-4 off into an ISO. He just got burned. You know when you just got burned, when you got value bet that thin, you're just feeling like really gun shy. Come on now. Must have called us with a 7. He called us with king high. That's how good that value bet was. Fold this one. Call the 5s. Please have ace deuce. That would be great. Oh, king 3 is just as good. King 3 is the same.
Actually, if only there was someone that was an expert.
Thanks for the follows, guys. That was MWL. Thank you. Much more cowbell. Also, still one of my favorite usernames. Thank you for the follows. Crushed the tournament ended this morning. 1 tabling Jay Carver. Congrats. First time over 10K. Let's go. Razor thin value bets, and we still get punished over here on the left, guys. We still get it in for all the jewels, and we're still getting punished. Like actually taking souls and then losing domination situations. That doesn't feel good. That's probably one of the more frustrating things about these spins. You make like a sick move that's like game defining, and then you just lose like 4 consecutive all-ins for like 1 big blind. Doesn't feel good. All right, 30 bucks in the bank on the left. Let's go next game. We're still raising king 9 here. Okay, I gotta stop doing that. That's annoying now. Come on. There we go. I don't think I know Jay, so we're going to try and do something weird here, blind v blind. You know what's even weirder than doing something weird is when you actually like make a hand on these boards. Let's see how much Jay can extract from us here. Check the river. Yeah, I don't know about this one, though. I feel like we're going to be winning here a little bit too often. Limp calls. Yeah, I think we're calling. Wish me luck. That is unlucky. We're blocking the diamonds. That's important there. What a playa. What a playa indeed. Yo, Juju, what's up? Welcome back. You should do a spin and go where you can only bet one size for the whole thing. What, like you have to pick one size and you have to stick to it? You don't. I was gonna say, do you just mean limit hold'em? That would be awful. Oh.
Actually, if only there was someone that was an expert at sub 25 big blind.
Nice.
That's what you sound like.
Oh my God, what is that turn with the pocket jacks on the left? What is that nonsense? Thank you very much, Jay, for the follow. How you doing? This one's annoying because I'm probably just winning like a lot. Oh man, dude, I'm gonna level myself here against this guy as well. It's really annoying. This is just really brutal. I'm not gonna level myself. I'm just gonna fold. I'm pretty sure Bluff Cruel is a super reg here. Don't you dare. Winning a spin go by only betting one big blind would be impressive. It would be. We have to call a shove on the right here. If he puts it in, Queen 6 is too good to fold for 4 and a bit bigs. And deuce trays at the bottom there. 5 tray is really at the bottom. Fold, please. God damn it. Yeah, I mean, when you guys are watching this, just keep an eye on like the actual stark difference between the 2x multipliers and even like a 4x multiplier. The speed of the game is so much faster, which obviously we already know, right? That's something that's not up for debate. But like, my point is that after we play 1,000 games or whatever, right? If our distribution is like way more 2x's, which of course it will be just because of the frequencies. Oh, this is a nice spot. What on earth? I mean, I don't mind the call. I think the call is fine, but I think the call is totally fine. However, oh, sorry guys. Where's my next game? I think the call is fine. In fact, I think the call is good with the 9-7 of spades. However, what do we call that flop? That doesn't seem right. We'll take a look at actual overall results at the end of today's stream, by the way, guys. So stick around. Like I said, if you haven't followed me on Instagram or TikTok yet, give me a follow because I'm doing like proper breakdowns on there. The first one's actually interesting. There's a lot to discuss, like talking about expectations of the expectations of the challenge, like what I think is going to happen moving forward, my initial feelings on how we're progressing. But, I mean, really, in short, I think what we're going to discover is I'm going to need to play a lot of spins before we have any idea how good I'm doing in these new ones. MW says, this challenge seems a bit tame. I could easily lose $50,000 playing $10 Spin Goes. Aside from actually, yeah, I understand you're joking. It is actually a little bit tame, to be honest. It's intentionally a little bit tame because of two factors. Number one, I started this challenge much later than anticipated. And also, number two, the Spin Go merge leaves a lot of question marks that we'd like to explore before we move on to doing like larger numbers. I'd like to do 100K plus next year if we're still in doing the same kind of thing. This is an interesting riv run out here. I don't think we can call. He will just have like completely bare miss spades. He will have complete air balls. This guy is a reg. Okay, fair enough. Ace king no good against tens. I do, Akuma. I do on my website if you want to check it out. There you go. Yeah, I've been a PokerStars Ambassador since 2019. Initially, we were playing a couple different formats, including some unusual formats like Power Up. If you guys ever played that, it was on PokerStars for a little bit. Then transitioned back into playing spins, which is what I was playing before I became an ambassador. I was playing those pretty much full time. Between that and Heads Up. Oops, what did I just do? What did I just do? But yes, no, I do play spins, and I do. It's probably one of my better formats. It's probably one of my much better formats, in fact. 10-8 of clubs, running into Queen 10 feels so sad. Getting lucky feels good, though. Okay, let's try that. That makes sense, I guess. Gonna trap with the ochos. Calling the shove, of course, was the whole point. All right. All right, I do actually think I've managed to get it into the pattern where it recognizes the open table. That would be nice. Pocket tens, the nuts.
Actually, if only there was someone that
Thank you for the
was
follow.
an expert at sub 25 big blind.
What's up, Gruber? Good to see you. Thank you for the follow. Tens into queens is just, come on, bruv. It's not looking good, bruv. It's not looking good, bruv. Pocket nines getting cracked by 8-9 of hearts. What the fuck happened here? What happened in this spin just now? I just shoved nines and got called by 2 players for the tournament win. I had both players dominated. What the fuck? Guy in the big blind was... They were both like 12 big blinds deep. Okay, I'm suspicious of this player here. Don't know what happened there. Can we get back what was stolen from us is what I want to know. Trap? Oh, trap gone wrong. What's up, Con, over there on YouTube? I have been following the main event, of course. My friend and colleague Kenny Hallert is on the final table. Made it to the final 9. PokerStars Ambassador Kenny Hallert. I never know how to pronounce his name correctly. I feel like I would like to call this river bet, but I might end up regretting it. Now, if he doesn't river that jack, I don't think he bets. So if he has a 4 on the turn and he bets, I don't think he continues to bet on the river when the hand plays out that way. When he has jack 4 and it comes 4 and he bets it and then a jack comes and he bets again, that checks out. So really, in the grand scheme of things, I think that we're going to catch a few bluffs there because a lot of the 4Xs might confidently bet the turn, but they will frequently feel as though they can bet the turn, but they'll check the river, which is why the story kind of doesn't check out. Unless you have the kind of 4 that also fucking improves on the river. God damn it. Yeah, I am watching it though. I'm very excited and want to wish Kenny a huge good luck. He works so hard in poker as well. It's kind of crazy how hard Kenny works. Like not just on his own poker, like as a player, but also he invests a lot of time improving PokerStars events and improving on PokerStars structures, etc. And I think it's definitely is well deserving of a score. Nice. Not quite enough there. This one is fine to steal, and we will call a shove if we need to. Definitely a push on the rights. And we should just go for a little value bet on the flopper. Call the ace-8 pretty clear. This is kind of an ugly turn on the left, but like it's actually not the worst. He will have some jack X for sure. Oh, I mean, what's this about? Just going to smash in such a big bet? Okay, now I think we need to be all in. I'm not sure if this is how he plays a jack. I'm not sure why a jack would bet so big. Maybe this is just absolute apex poker that I've never seen before, but I want to make sure that we get it in against diamonds. Nice. Oh, even nicer. I'm going to make a note of that because that was really unusual. Single raise pots. Call King Jack X.
Actually, if only there was someone that was an expert at sub 25 big blind. That's what you sound like. That's your voice.
Yep, confirm bluff, just way too good for me. I'm willing to see it though. Like it's one of those like you want to see what they're doing that with. That's not why I'm making the move. I'm doing it because I feel like when people bomb turn like that, they end up having combo draws where they're trying to maximize folds. This is a call. Wish me luck. We got lucky anyway, but that's not really the point because obviously it's not gonna look good on the graph. Interesting though. I am interested about this pot. Let's actually look at this one in a little bit more detail. If you look at the review here, that's not it. There we go. So this is the King 7 spot, Queen Jack spot. I'm not saying any of this because I feel it's not so much that I think that bluff is doing something wrong here. It's just something that I don't anticipate players to do in general. I mean, you have a jack. Of course, you're not making a mistake by betting, but I do think it is an interesting size. And it's like in spots like this, like I think to myself, like, is this something that I should be doing? Like, is this a size that I should be using on this turn? But if we size like this, don't we push out so much? Like,
if only there was someone that was an expert at sub 25 big blind.
Thank you very much for the follows, guys. Appreciate it. Let's just pause and talk about this one for a moment. Remco, thank you very much for the follow. Marcy, thank you for the follow. What's up, guys? Good to see you here. Yeah, so we're looking at this one on the left here. How do I do this? Multi-table, this one. So we steal, we bet the flop small. He calls on the turn. He bombs like 5.6 into 7.5. And like we're obviously super shallow. This represents like half my stack. Is this a size that we should be using? I mean, it's like maybe it's the fact that we're at 10.8 why he wants to size like this. Like he's trying to get max from Worse jacks and a king, but that's kind of thin, right? Once we c-bet and then check the turn, we're going to end up having some stuff that might continue for a smaller size. When you have queen jack, like it's not like you're trying to price out diamonds. You can bet a lot smaller and put diamonds in a bad spot and still get more calls, which is what you want. I would love to actually look at this one in particular. I wonder if I can mark this one for review later on. I think we can do. Let me see if I can find this one, guys. So king 10. Yeah, okay. Let's mark this one for review.
Actually, if only there was someone that was an expert at sub 25 big blind. That's what you sound like.
Mark hand. There we go. Oh, there it is. Now it's in. All right. We'll take a look at that one later on, guys. Let's get back to our session. But let me know what you guys think about that one. Again, I'm not saying this as a criticism to this player. I think obviously betting the turn is what you want to do here every time. You've got a really well disguised hand, and you're only really going to get value from diamonds for a king. Is that maybe why we're sizing up here? Like, is that the mentality? Like, I guess I could still have a 7, but we're not going to get tons of value from a 7. But we do get value from the diamonds and a king and a 7 if we bet smaller. I mean, we still want action from queen 10 as well, really, in the grand scheme of things. I don't know. 5.6 just seems big. But we'll take a look at that one in a solver later on after our sesh concludes, guys. Let's get some more games going. Okay, boom. That's on the right. Let's get another game. We'll take a look at all of our results at the end of today's session as well, guys, as usual. There we go. This might be good enough just to push. This is a big, big steal, though. Once we hit the deuce, can we really fold? Queen is annoying. Queen is, like, really annoying. There are so many good turns
actually,
there.
If only there was someone that
not one of those.
was an expert at sub 25 big blind. That's what you sound like. That's your voice.
Eagle Hunter says, personally, I'd never be betting 5 big blind in that spot.
If only there was someone that
That's kind of where I'm at as well.
At sub 25 big blind.
Thank you for the follows, guys. Lots of new followers today. Appreciate it. Pink Ponytail, what's up? Ill Twitch that, what's up? 74, what's up? Pleasure to have you guys here. Thank you for joining us. The Jack 6, a hard shove, is going to be totally fine there. I think it is actually GTO as well. We're definitely calling this small bet here on the left. Sorry, guys. I don't know why it keeps doing that. It's really annoying. Get there. What the fuck is that run on? Well, we can still beat hands like 8-9. That's definitely a consideration. Bet small on the turn, shows river. We probably don't want to be making any hero calls when we're blocking like the one combo that makes sense that we beat. That would make sense to me. I do need to do a little bit more work on these ultra short stacks. So they're happening so much more frequently in the new merge spins. I'm definitely missing certain spots. Like overall, what we're doing is going to be good. Don't get me wrong, but we want to be precise with these ultra short stacks because it does make a huge difference to your long term. This one is going to be really close. I think actually it's still going to be Jack 10 off and not Jack 9 off. Kasif blowing up made my week. Cabral is funny. Kasif is I wouldn't say that, Bryn. I wouldn't say that. I actually feel a little bad for old Kasif. I do feel like I do feel like some of the decisions were pretty unfair. I don't even know if we're supposed to overcall deuces. I mean, we're probably too short to fold, huh? Oh my god, why am I such a nit? That's so weird. I think it'd be worth considering turning off the follower sound. I do need to fix that. It is It is a classic. I do love it, but I'm planning on changing it. I know it is a bit repetitive, and I know it gets in the way a little bit, so I will look at that. Thank you for the suggestion, though. The respectful suggestion is appreciated. Why aren't we getting check raised here? I do not accept. Okay, I can fold the turn, though. That's fine. Tom likes the sub alert. The sub alert's pretty rad. The follow alert is a little bit repetitive now, or loud or something. I might be able to just change the animation or something. I think the decision, Raksha, to give him a 10-second, like if I understand it correctly, like I could just be talking complete shit, but it was my understanding that at one point, like with 2 tables left, or like, you know, super deep in the 10K main event, they like gave him a 10-second shot clock, like per street, like regardless of the circumstances, which I think was pretty heavy, considering the gravity of what was happening there. Considering the gravity of the situation. I am kind of tempted to call here on the right. Like, if he's doing this, he's going to do this with straight draws. I'm not sure if he does it with a 6. He could potentially be doing it with a worse 4 once in a while. Yeah, fair enough. We definitely want to have a note of this, though, because I do think that is probably a bit reckless. Shallow, check, shove, A6-4 was off. Like, don't get me wrong, he's identified a situation where, like, he's going to have the best hand with the 6 quite often. Stupid. But it's also like a spot where, like, for the most part, I think you probably do end up running into it for a chunk. Like, if I'm not folding king 4, obviously I'm calling with any 6. I will still have traps that are pairs between 6 and ace, and then some ace-x traps as well. Yeah, Tom, I think the sub alert actually is totally fine still. Always going to shove ace deuce there. Running into ace king is just like whatever. Doesn't matter. When you tank for 6 minutes with 9 high, you deserve a 10-second decision. I mean, look, I see it from both perspectives for sure. I see it from both perspectives, but I think that
actually, if only there was someone that was an expert at sub 25 big blind.
Thank you very much for the follow. I think there is a way. To enforce a very strict rule that's not that strict. Thank you, Crazy Carl. Appreciate you, man. Welcome. Hey, what's up, Curtis? Why try and trap a guy on the button when he just called off 11 big blinds with 8-9 suited? It's a good question. Because I want to. Because I like it. What's up, Hans? Good to see you as well. Didn't see you there. Oh, that might be the worst turn. That still might be the worst turn. Can we fold, though? I think we got to get it in. Wish me luck. Yeah. Okay, worked out. Can we get Griffin's thoughts? That would be great. I would sign off on that in a heartbeat. I would sign off on that in a heartbeat. Yeah, I hear what you're saying, Tom. Why? Every time we make a standard ace-X push, we just run straight into like a dominating ace. It's absolutely outrageous. Every time we bang it in. Ooh, we saved some money there. That was nice. Oh, this is so annoying. There needs to be a better... Okay, I'm going to figure out a better way to try and get these tables on screen. Oh, have we done it again? Okay, it's not dominating us. We just need to win the all-in now. Let's go. That works for me. Tom says that's not that strict if he was actually playing normally. 10 seconds for any decision? I don't know. Feels a little bit strict to me. I'm gonna be real. This is just my opinion. Just my opinion here. Griffin's thoughts are going to be pay-per-view worthy. Perfect. Let's do this. Let's do this. So on the river. Oh, sorry, guys. Lost the table there. There we go. That's what I meant to do. Sorry. He raised. We called. We led the turn. Is he going to have missed diamonds? I think we do this and we'll call the shove. We might induce a bluff here. Might induce a bluff once in a while. I actually think that probably is like a really nice line. Oh, there we go. Thank you, Curling Master. That's what the sub-alert's supposed to sound like. Appreciate you, man. 4 months, man. Appreciate you. Thank you. 5 months incoming, baby. Thank you, Curling Master. Always appreciate your support. Oh, God. We're supposed to call the whole stack off. I hate you so much. Yeah, we just have to, it's the same, it's an effective shove, guys. We just have to run the hand. It is what it is. It's like just too much equity for the 3 big blinds. 2.6 big blinds is ATC, so 9-6 off is going to be well within a call there. Otherwise, we're giving up too much at non-showdown, which is something that we apparently are doing a lot of at the moment in a game that is majority push fold. So what the fuck? Can we get 1 big blind from Adrileto? Yeah, the limp at 6 is really, really unbalanced, to be fair. I would love to see Nick at his table. Someone used to spins being done from start to finish faster than Cassie folds and misdrop. Oh, God. At some point, we're going to start actually getting folds. It's going to be really fun. At some point, we're just going to, like, I feel like we're in a pattern right now of like starting off a spin great, and then the blinds are like way too fast as per usual, and then we're just 5 effective blind v blind. We're all in with the most standard hand and just run into a monster. Like, oh mate, the spin flash element of spinning goes now is troublesome. It's troublesome. You like bust your ass to make good decisions, and then it's like flip, no good. Queen high hero call, get him down to 2 big blinds. Forced all in 3 hands in a row. Bummer. Alas, we continue, we grind. I think we just need more volume here, guys, to get any idea about what's going on yet. Our EV so far, after the first 200 games or 191 games so far, is all over the joint. We absolutely are not profitable pre-rake back with the current with our current chip EV. Chip EV of 3.8 chips per game right now. 3.8 chips per game. Lovely stuff. Little domination situation. All right, we take it. We take it. What's this guy? What is he upset about? What have I missed? What have I missed? What happened? PokerStars rigged. PokerStars rigged, and I'm absolutely getting wrecked right now. PokerStars rigged. Here we go. Live cards? Oh, it's rigged. Okay, yeah. Got it, buddy. Got it. Thank you. Moin. Oh, it's so annoying. Get the table right, please. PokerStars is so rigged. Oh my god, that's so annoying. Help me, dealer. Help me. Here we go. The deuces that never loses. Here we go. Not happy about a chop on the right. That's not really cool. Oh, it's rigged. It's still rigged. It's still rigged. Okay. I don't know if this guy is memeing or not, but he's just gonna get this one. He feels a little too sincerely angry. Oh, this one is so annoying. We're not folding, but I have a bad feeling about this one on the right. We could probably actually fold the turn. But does he really check raise a 9 and then shove on an ace turn? Like, for real? All right, we're going to see. Yeah, fair play. I did have a bad feeling about it. I should have just gone with my gut. I should have gone with my gut, honestly. He can still have a straight draw that he turns there too, which is pretty gross for our call. Anyway, next game, next hand. This guy's still yelling about it being rigged. Oh, it's rigged. Rigged. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, see, this is definitely rigged. Look at this shit. Unbelievable. Unbelievably rigged there. I don't know what we're going to do on the right here. Checks flop. Fucking so annoying. God damn it. The right definitely did not feel good. Oh, it's rigged on the left, guys. So rigged on the left. Yeah, when he bets on the right here, I feel pretty gross about the situation. So rigged. Trap with the ace-jack. Little cheeky trap from the ace-jack. Trap from the fives. Shove the ace-jack. Call the fives. Can we get a 10? Oh, my God. It's a double win, guys. Can't believe it. We've done it again. All right, table number 2. There we go. I'm kind of tilted by the fact I keep getting dealt king 9 in the small blind multi-way, and I still don't know how to play it. I should probably look that one up. That's going in my notes. Against this player, we are going to call, and we're calling it correctly. Look at that. Oh, absolutely majestic. Majestic call, reg v reg, gets punished. If he checks the turn, we're going to bet the river on the right-hand side here. That's fine. We can fold the turn. As a PokerStars Ambassador, Nick Walsh TV only eats rigatoni for dinner. I do actually I do like a little rigatoni. I'm not going to lie. A little rigatoni is definitely good. Oh, I think we just unlocked some rewards, guys. Thank God for that, because we're getting trashed right now. Getting trashed at ATM. I really want to see that hand for review, though. Ooh, little 5x. At least on these streams, when we get a big multi, it feels of more value than it does on the in the showdown, right? Because they just want to get through volume. Ugh. I'm interested to see how many we get through today, because I think in the last stream we ended up having quite a few longer games. Okay. That feels kind of sad. Nick cooks his rigatoni in the air fryer. Love that. Can pocket tens do anything for us here? Pocket fives can definitely do something. Yeah, I saw that, Curtis. Pretty nuts. Oh my god. How many kings in this deck? You've got to be kidding me. The pocket fives against ace king against ace king. GTFO. Yeah, Curtis, that's what I'm talking about though, buddy. Like I understand why everyone was upset. I understand why people were like pissed off about it, but there was a couple situations I think that were just a bit too harsh. Like, by all means, go in there and be like, look, man, enough is enough. You know, here's the penalty. You know, but like, this is your last warning.
Actually, if only there was someone that was an expert at sub 25 big blind.
Thank you for the follow. What's up, Frank? Appreciate it, dude. Oh, spinning goes are making me sad. Oh, it's a 5x on the right hand side here as well, guys. This is a 5x multiplier too. So between these two games, we could win $100 US potentially. I am fully prepared to win $100 US, guys. I am fully prepared. Here we go. We're going to bet the queen ten. We're going to call the min raise because we're going to get there with the straight. And we're going to check. Oh my god. What kind of a human being raises that turn and then doesn't bet the river? Jack 8 offsuit, huh? Interesting move. Very interesting move. Nick Walsh TV is so committed to his ambassadorship that when he passes, he will get to rigor mortis faster than anyone before. Oh my god, John. You've gone too far. Gone too far this time. I'm going to win both of these games, guys. I'm telling you right now. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it, man. I'm going to do it, guys. I'm going to do it. King Jack is the nuts. King Jack is the nuts. Okay, we are going to lead big on the turn. And then I was thinking we were maybe going to bet the river here. I think we will, but we're going to overbet it. We're going to go for 7. Two pair on the 3-diamond board. Interesting. Atrocious turn. Absolutely atrocious turn. I did, Tom. I did. Sorry, I'm not communicating my thoughts very well here because I agree with what you're saying, and I understand that it was. Yeah, I get it. I get it. I just think that. There were some circumstances that were a bit too much. That is not the worst run out for us. I'm surprised it doesn't go for value on that river. Feels weird to be this deep stacked. Let's go ahead and do this on the turn. I have a tub of raspberry ice cream, which is perfect right now. Oh, man. That does sound good. That does sound good. Can pocket jacks get any action here? Fold that one. Steal this one. So steal this one, bet this one. Okay, that might be a great turn. It might be a really bad one. We're about to find out, chat. 16 is perfect. Why? What on earth is this really how he's gonna play a 4 for real? Okay, he's checking the river. He's checking the river. There's no chance this is a 4, right? Ah! I. Oh, God damn it. Oh, man. There is a. This is an annoying run out, obviously. When you get min check raised on the turn, you're concerned, right? You're concerned for sure. When they check the river, I mean, I feel like the number of hands that I end up having to check back here are so extreme. Like the fact that you're going to min check raise and then give up means you probably lose a lot of value in this situation. Like, am I still going to shove jacks and queens and kings and aces and stuff like that? Sure, but I'm not going to value bet a 7. I'm not going to value bet a 6. I might not even value bet, like a river 10 or something like that if I had 10x of spades. I do think the check is probably going to end up losing this player quite a lot. There is a little bit of smartness to it. Like, if they feel like I'm the kind of player that might bet a draw on the turn and then bluff the river, that would make sense, but I think overall it's probably there's a lot of pros and cons to playing your hand this way. Oh, just life tilt anyway. What I'm trying to debate right now is whether or not the shove on the river is actually going to be what we want to do. If we think about it, I just don't see people playing a 4 like this or a 5 like this that often. I'm not like the min check raise on the turn. I think is one thing. I think that's probably a fairly reasonable in terms of. I mean, check raising the flop is probably okay. Raising the turn is whatever. I think it's probably fine, right? It's not really neither here nor there. What I'm trying to work out is how often we're actually going to be shoving pocket jacks here, and it's going to be the right move. I feel like I do end up seeing more players doing this with like a random 7, and then kind of going, oh, fuck, when I get called, I'm definitely losing, and then side calling the river because it's a big pot anyway. But I think maybe on balance... It's too hard to call, right? Getting min check raise on the turn, I think, is going to be overwhelmingly strong. But the kind of player that min check raises you on the turn with this hand does never checks the river, and I'm not even sure if they should. You have to have quite a specific read to think that the check raise and then the trap is good, because when you check raise, you're begging for action, but then when you get the action, how much of that player's range are they going to end up putting you in like the rest for, right? Like if I have ace 7 or I have pocket 9s, or if I have ace 10 of spades or whatever, like these are hands that can still call a shove but probably always check the river. I mean, you can imagine him having a hand like 9-10 of spades, right? He raises the turn as a bluff and then rivers the 10, doesn't know what to do, checks, and then he still calls a shove. 8-9 is the rivered straight, but again, isn't that a combination that probably doesn't want to do this on the turn? I don't know. Either way. Tadas is asking about the merge. Honestly, I have no idea. I sincerely have no idea. I know that after the merge, a lot of players I prefer to have regular speed and flash spins segregated. They prefer to have the choice. I actually prefer regular spins by far compared to flash, so I understand. It remains to be seen how that's actually going to impact on the ecosystem, though. How many of the pros are in here spying to see how many spins for the spin and go shut? I think there are tons of pros that will move. So the other day, Tonka spotted that like some of like the higher stake spin and go players were coming down to play them during the showdown for fun, which I really love. I think that's really funny. I think that's actually a fun little twist that was unexpected. Yeah, honestly, guys, I can't make up my mind about that one. Like, shoving into 8-5, you just feel like a fucking idiot, right? But like, I just don't know enough people that actually check raise and then don't go for value again on that river. I'm not saying that every time you have a good hand you must shove, because like there's plenty of situations where like trap checking the river is going to be superior. I just think that there's too many hands that might call the turn that won't go for the river, but it could be completely, just talking shit. Who knows? We can only estimate. We can only guess, but I'm willing to be wrong. Hello, left to right. Good to see you. I don't know this guy. I don't know this guy. I don't know this guy. We're going to do a little bluff here.
Actually, if only there was someone that was an expert.
Thank you
at
for the
sub 25 big
follow.
blind,
It's King Ben. What's up? Good to see you.
That's what you sound like. That's your voice.
I lost both at the same time. Exactly. What's up, Chomi? Yeah, I do feel like we're getting absolutely wrecked today in general. I think there's just a lot going on here that we need to like make sense of, right? Like it is kind of fun that this challenge happened at the same time as the merge, so it's kind of an experiment as well as a bit of a challenge. Sorry guys, I forgot to share this table. Stupid. There we go. It is kind of fun that this happened at the same time as the merge so that we could do a bit of an experiment, but like there's still so much like to be understood about how having different pools is going to like be reflected in like the actual results in the short term, right? So for example, we might play a session where like we've actually played like really well in all the games that we've played in, but we get like cold deck to fuck in a game where there is like way more chips in play, right? Which kind of is a really which sort of unevenly distributes like the way that your graph is going to interpret your results. In the long run, it doesn't matter, right? You're going to play an average number, and then the average number will correlate to whatever your overall chip EV is going to be. But in the short term, I mean, and that could be over even just like, you know, it could be over thousands of games. If you run absurdly bad in the games where you have more chips in play, like if you get cold decked, if you run aces into if you run queens into aces in like all of the biggest multipliers of the day for like a whole stack, and you've crushed every game you've played, including those games obviously you're not making a mistake, your overall chip EV over the course of a day can be skewed completely like in the wrong direction. Taras, yeah, I mean, look, that's my assumption. I wasn't a part of this decision, so it's difficult for me to say. I would assume that is what would happen, yeah, because obviously what they're trying to do is make changes that they feel like benefit the pool, but not at the cost of, you know, players not enjoying the experience. But we'll see what happens. So if the 4 shove, we call with the king 8 anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I think there's a chance we can check the king 8 as an exploit against the unknown, but the limp with the 4s there is pretty meme worthy. Hey Kurt, what are you doing after stream? I'm at the club tonight from 7:30. I might be about, buddy. do this. Yeah. The one big blind on the turn is actually for value, but also for just for a little bit of control. Because like we would never check a 4. If we check the turn and they have a hand like 5s or an ace or whatever, something that's beating us, they can confidently value bet once we check the turn, or potentially bluff an overcard when they think that we might have bottom pair. By betting 1, we actually deny some equity. We get some value from some king X, etc., some straight draws, and then we can check the river if we want to. Yeah, it might be about Kurt. Let me take a look at the schedule. We have a straight draw. We have a straight draw. We have a straight draw. Fuck my life. We're chopping against ace-9. Great. It's cool too. Live cards. Live cards. Let's go. But yeah, in short, I just feel like we're probably gonna have to play like a lot of games before we even get close to understanding what the possible chip EV is. Because there's variance, there was always variance in the multipliers. But the one thing that's remained consistent was that the chips per game was always the same, right? So after a couple thousand games where we all started with 500 chips, you'd have a pretty good idea about what was going on, what was possible. There's now variability in the number of chips in games. So the average chip EV requires a much larger sample in order to be balanced now, which is pretty annoying. Nice. Getting paid with King Deuce feels good. Queen 9 of Hearts is a good hand. We are getting this one in. There might be a tell here with the way that he went about this. Like if he shoves ace-jack, Queen 9 of Hearts is still a fist bump call, so we're not worried. But that's why we do it this way, because in future it might transpire that him opening to 3 at 3x off of a 6 big blind stack, it's going to be relevant. 3x, open raise, at 6 effective, heads up was ace-jack suited. That actually might become a really serious sizing tell at a later date. So we'll make a note and we'll come back to that again if it happens. Ultimately, I think what we're going to have to do, though, is we're going to have to change our mindset, because we can't approach these at all like the same way that we would have done, you know, our previous Spin and Go streams and challenges. And it might be the case that it's better for me to do updates on social media like once every 1,000 games or something, or I don't know, maybe 2,000. Just because like there's not as much to discuss in the short term outside of just literally updating like an arbitrary number. At the moment, our EV is absolutely tumbling, though. And I don't feel like we're doing too much wrong here. Yo, Johnny Abati, what's up? We will play 25s in future, mate. I'm doing a challenge specifically in this stake to begin with until the end of the year. We're playing $50,000 worth of $10 spins in hopefully before the end of 25. We'll see how we get on, but we will play higher stakes next year. I'm doing this specifically for this challenge, though. Doing this specifically for this challenge.
Actually, if only there was someone that was an expert at sub 25 big blind. That's what you sound like. That's your voice.
Thank you for the follow. Update every 10 games. Perfect. Yeah. Big Dan, thank you for the follow. What's up? Good to see you. Okay. Do we bluff this river? I think we do. Wish me luck. I would expect him to call with a lot of good clubs, but I think we probably can get like a 9 to fold, a 10 to fold, or some smaller clubs. How you playing though, Johnny Abati? We'll join you in the 25s again. Don't worry, buddy. Jack high for the win on the right. Okay. Saved us a few bucks. Tommy's asking how many games we played today. Let's filter for today. Oh shit, what happened to my folder? That is annoying. Oh, ace 9 cracked. Wonderful. Queen 7 into queen jack. Wonderful. Well, what happened to our... Why is this not in the same place? Thank you very much, Johnny. Appreciate it. We'll see how we go. Oh, that's weird. All right, so... Here we go. So today merged, apply. So far today, 90 games today so far. Although, Tom, that's actually slightly incorrect because I played some offline earlier today as well. I'm not sure. I can probably filter after a certain time. Okay. So if I go into filters, session, I go last. We've been online for 2 hours. Apply. We've played 39 games on stream so far.
Actually, if only there was someone
Thank you
that
for the follow.
was an expert at sub 25 big blind.
Demo, what's up? Thank you for the follow.
That's your voice.
Ooh, ow. That's loud. Yeah, 90 went fast, huh? Queen high for the win? Ace jack and ace 10 is acceptable. Once we hit the queen on the left here, guess we're going to get pretty sticky. Ooh, it's a big bet here. Oh, man. Breast core, way too good. Way too good. Plays way too good, man. Might be getting bluffed there. Two pair on the river. Nice. What do we get called by here? 6-7. Lovely. Turning two pair feels good. Definitely calling a shove here. Can we get lucky, please? Can we get lucky with the all-ins? Gonna value bet here on the rights. Hopefully get called by an 8 or something. That'd be nice.
Actually, if only there was someone that was an expert at sub 25 big blind.
Your chips are mine. Thank you for the follow. How you doing today? This is a tricky one on the right. Because we will just have the best hand with the king high quite often. Yeah, we can check the turn still. I don't think we need to turn our hand into a bluff necessarily, but we could potentially get some ace highs to fold, which is something. That's probably easier. They're going to bluff the king at some frequency as well. Just shove and they have ace 10. Sweets. What's up, Lawler? Good to see you on the right for the win. Just your classic domination situation, everybody. No big deal. Let's go. Johnny Abati. Mr. Johnny Abati. Pocket tens for the win. Oh my God. You know, it's really hard to get EV, guys. It's really, really hard to make EV when every time you're all in with 10s, they have an overpair for fuck's sake. We got a bronze chest to open as well, guys. Sweet $10. Sweet, sweet $10. Got a sweet, sweet $10. Poker is annoying me right now, chat. Not gonna lie. We are running it pretty poorly. We are not running as well as I would like. Let's put it that way. Let's just put it that way, chat. And I think it's also safe to say that we've had a pretty uneven distribution of cold decks. McLaurin in the chat says, after playing millions of hypers, I feel like I could break down every non-competent reg into a handful of pre-flop nodes and about 15 to 20 post-flop nodes. It's probably actually somewhat true. I mean, if we're looking at the new structures, the new merge spinning goes, I think that might become even more true. We definitely should have shoved the ace-10 here on the right. I think it says a lot about human group tendencies. I think there's actually a lot of wisdom to that. I don't know about those specific numbers necessarily,
actually,
but I do tend to agree.
If only there was someone that was an expert at sub 25 big blind.
In short, as well. I mean, like whenever when I've discussed before about how to approach, finding how do I approach playing unknown players, for example. I think, in short, yes, like what's going on is you can spot certain tendencies that immediately indicate, people who are making mistakes in spinning goes. Camisa in the chat, ¿Cómo estás? Am I playing in a pool? No, I've never played in an EV pool before. I have never participated in an EV pool. I actually don't have a problem with them, really, in theoretically speaking, at least the way that I understand them. But no, I have never been part of an EV pool, and I'm not currently in an EV pool. Times like this, I kind of wish I was, to be honest, because of how crazy this the new merge spins have become. But we're going to battle. We're going to do the 50K challenge. Raw. What's up, Cool Hand Matt? Good to see you. Nice little post-work stream. How you doing, buddy? I really want this guy to have a deuce on the right. That'd be so sweet. Please just have a deuce. Okay, if he is not betting this river, this guy has never had a 7 before in his life, right? His name is 7777, and he never has a 7. I'm value betting he's going to call me with a deuce. You ready? Watch this. Oh, we got him so good. The one big blind, he has exactly a deuce. We completely got him, chat. That makes me so happy. This one is really close, but we can do some folding here. The 3x value bet. Oh my god, it's glorious. Absolutely glorious. Oh, for God's sake, Jack 4 offsuit here as well. This is just like the most. This is like one of the most annoying spots. You don't have that many bigs really to fold. We should have shoved that ace-10 earlier anyway, the one that we ended up value betting the river. This one's a push. We put the chips in good here. On the left, we had a pretty standard push.
Actually, if only there was someone that
running into it a
was
little bit. Jack
was an
nine's a good
expert
call.
at sub 25 big blind. That's what you sound like. That's your voice.
Thank you again for the follows today, guys. Kaz Jenkins, thank you so much. Yeah, the 8-5 suited push is going to be totally fine. That's definitely going to be profitable. I would expect a reg to be calling correctly there, which is what we see. But that's kind of the point, is we're still going to have significant equity when called by the correct range, as well as generating some fold equity. Thank you, Don. Let's do this and this. Khan liked the value bet. Thank you, Khan. Shaka Khan. Boom. All right. Are we actually going to win one of these today? God damn it. Sorry, guys. I forgot to share this table on the right. Yeah, that's another spot. So the 5-4 suited is not that dissimilar from the 8-5 suited. Like, it's a power push. It's like, you know, just classic GTO, like, non-exploit situation. However, the idea is to generate some folds, but you have equity when called. King Jack versus 5-4 suited is going to be about 60-40. That's the whole point, which means we win about 40% of the time when we actually do get caught. And that was not one of those 40%, apparently. Where are we at with deuces right now? Oh my god, this is a weird one. We're just gonna do that. Usha. We got a note on Usha here. Let's try and do something cool. One big blind C-bet. Gonna get it through 100% of the time. Here we go. No, we min raised to fold this one. This one is still going to be in here, I think. Let's do this. Matt says, I'm doing all right, thanks. Taking a little break from poker at the moment. I got my results from an advanced taxation course today. Got 78% when I needed 50% to pass. Let's go. Oh, dude, that's fantastic. I'm really happy to hear that, mate. Well done. That's a good river. That's a good river. Oh, and we get paid as well. That's just lovely. All right, against one player, we will call with the ace tray here. Especially against a reg. Against two, we can fold. Nice. Saved us a couple bucks. Thank you, Demo. I would love to get pocket eights all in here if I can. Getting called by 10-9 of hearts. Ocho. Let's go. All right, we got a note to make on this guy for sure. Limp BVB was the silly thing about those spots is, like, if he just shoves, he's getting called, right? It's like there's no real. People think they're being so clever, but like we're at a stack depth where if you just play your hand normally, you're going to get the exact same outcome. Like, limping that hand is not going to convince me to shove 7 deuce off, right? It's like, good luck with your hand, I guess, but very clever, guys. Very clever. Well done. Very clever. It's just another cold deck that we have to endure. We won the one on the left. That feels good. Go on, give him king queen. Oh, I'll take king queen. What? I said I'll take king queen. Please give me a hand to stack this guy now. Please let me stack this guy now. Nice. Not quite a stack, but I'll take that. We just lost the king queen spot, right? Yeah. Not quite enough there. This is still a fold. This one can probably go. This one needs to call. Go on, get lucky here. Hold the baby. Let's go. Oh, 41% on the left is fine.
If only there was someone that was an expert at sub 25 big blind.
I will take it. Thank you very much for the follow.
That's your voice.
Robert Gabriel, thank you. I will change that alert, by the way, guys. I know that that alert is annoying after we actually, when we have days when we have a lot of followers. So that is a good shout. I will amend some of our alerts tomorrow. Need to figure out what I'm going to put there in place, though, huh? I'm just going to bluff the turn here, guys. Interesting. Interesting line. Ten-nine suited. No good. We actually had a little window there to have a comeback. Man, this game is all over the joints. Blum, 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 blum.
Actually,
Thank
if
you for
only
the
there
follow.
was someone that was an expert at sub 25 big blind. That's what you sound like. That's your voice.
Interesting way to play pocket fours. I would say Kind of insane, to be honest. I would say kind of ludicrous. My caps lock is so annoying. Why does it keep doing that? There we go. Donk. Ace 10. Ace 10 3. Do we call a river bet here? I think we do. Nice call by us. We're going to trap the ace-10 suited. Call the shove. This is almost any two cards. How is ace-10 running into queens here? We have been really unlucky with the cold deck so far, guys. Not really cool, guys. Not cool. McLaurin says, I see quite a lot of players that I call range limpers because they limp everything they should raise, then drives me nuts until they figure out that they're that type. Yeah, I mean, like, I think what people underestimate, and, like, you know, like McLaurin, I'm assuming, based on what you're saying, that you've played a lot of hypers, especially in the heads-up aspect, there's a lot more limping than people anticipate, which people find very frustrating because they don't know how to play against it.
If only there was someone that was an expert
but yes, there is certainly groups of players that you can categorize like that. And I think that there's a lot to be said about that, actually. Okay, cool. What's up, Logi? I follow just to annoy you, the Will Kasuf of Twitch chat. All right, we'll see. We'll see. Nice. Got a little value from the 9. That's cool. I think we will limp along here. Flopping top 2 feels good. Can we win this 5x?
Actually, if only there was someone that was an expert.
Thank you for the follows, guys. Appreciate it. That was Snowball, Ghost You, and Logi. And Robert, if I didn't mention that one already. Thank you. Okay, so that's what we want to remember about this guy. This guy's calling it all in with 9 high. Interesting. We may have arrived at that time of night, guys. We may have arrived at a certain time of night when we've got a certain kind of player, because we've seen some really wonky stuff happening here. Nice. Got some value on the turn from that hand. Let's actually omit this one. Check this one. We could probably value bet this one on the turn. Might even have a little value bet on the river. There we go. I would really like to win this one on the left. Got an extreme short stack on our left here. Ace-5 running into king. Story checks out. Woohoo! Okay, turn doesn't check out. Queen-10 on the right for the 20 bucks. Mandatory call, of course. Can we win the all-in for minimal big blinds? Apparently not. And on the river, we have an interesting spot now. I think our opponent's going to have a queen, and I don't think they like to fold based on what we've seen so far. Oh my god. We both have a king, and they have us outkicked with a 6. Okay, cool. That's nice. That's a fun one. That's a really fun one. That's one. That's something. Definitely calling on the turn here. In fact, might call on the river as well. Interesting. So our opponent is trying to say that they have a king or an ace in a situation where in the previous spot they didn't value bet their king on the flop. Ace-jack exactly makes sense, sure. Turning an ace, river, a jack, that's a good hand that you would probably want to value bet on the turn and river. An annoying one for sure. King 4 is a mandatory call at the stack depth. Running into ace 4 just ruins our EV for no fucking reason. Ah! Honestly, guys, how are we supposed to have any actual positive EV results here when every time we get our fucking chips in, somebody else is dominated? And, like, not for good reason either. So annoying, that game. The perfect storm for that guy to get paid. We actually had a previous spot there as well. All right, let's go. Next game. All right, we'll probably finish up these two, and then we'll call it quits for today, guys. That's 2 hours on the clock. That's the wrong table. Okay, we just folded 7-4 of hearts. Yeah, it's. I think we're going to struggle here, guys. We're going to struggle to have good results if we just keep shoving into the nuts here. I say the nuts. Not even the nuts. Did this guy limp the button with an ace? We're about to find out. We're about to find out. Because that's not normal, is it, guys?
Actually, if only there was someone that was an expert at sub 25 big blind.
Thank you for the follow.
That's your voice.
Daddy Dave, what's up? Good to see you. I missed what you said. Are you aware that the YouTube ad that plays embeds itself into the stream? I tried to rewind and hear what was said, but the ad plays again. I was unaware of that, mate. Sorry about that. We're going to call a shove here if we need to on the right. Otherwise, we are going to do this. Wish me luck. Yeah, That story checks out. 10 big blinds effective. Ace 4 suited running into a dominating ace king. We need to stop whining, to be honest, because this is going to happen a lot in this new format, I can tell. It might just be a phone thing. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, though, buddy. I basically just said, yeah, I agree with you. I'm not sure if you meant about response to your comment or not. Oh, 8-9 into a dominating ace-8. There you go. That's a good example. It's another example. Like a huge portion of a huge reason why that is a valuable push is because when you get called, they're not going to dominate you that often. But he has exactly ace-8, which is a combo that does. Story checks out. Queen 4 is a push here. Running into 6 is also dominated. Lovely. Cool hand, Matt. It's a good question. I have a response for this. We're dominated here as well. Very, very cool. Very cool. Very cool. Just always have the best hand. That's a good way to win. Oh, it's so easy to win when you have the best hand every time. There you go. Yeah, story checks out. Oh my god, that's hilarious. That guy actually just... I just gifted that guy that game. It's hilarious. I cannot believe how often it's possible to just have the best hand. I shoved blind v blind, dominated. He's all in, dominated. He's all in, dominated. I'm all in, dominated. Was that 4 in a row? 4 hands in a row? How do you think that's going to look on the graph, you guys? We make a profitable shove blind v blind for no chips, right? For a very small amount, he's dominating us. Fair enough. That, you know, shit happens. He's all in. We have a 100% call. We call. He's got us dominated. We're all in. He calls. He has us dominated. He's all in. We call. He's dominated. Oh my goodness. Quillen Matt says, not sure if it's a weird question, but do you miss playing versus a lot of good regs now? There are still loads of good regs at the 10s, Matt. I hear what you're saying, and yeah, I do enjoy that. I do enjoy that the competitive nature of that, but there's loads of regs that I was playing at the 25s that are now playing 10s because they've wanted to move down because of the variance associated with playing higher stakes with the new structure. I mean, there's regs here that we've played with at the 25s all the time, so it hasn't really changed that much. I think there's probably a couple randoms that are playing like completely wild poker. This has been a very, very tough session, though, guys. You know, on the plus side, we've managed to get through a decent amount of volume, which of course is going to contribute to the 50K. But this is a sad state of affairs. But I have a sneaking feeling that we're going to need to just get used to getting cold decked all day because, you know, the new structure is inherently like going to put us in situations where we, you know, have a certain amount of control at the beginning of a game and then we basically surrender to the cards at the end. There's always going to be like room for little adjustments that are going to be, you know, cute and skillful. But there's like an overwhelming amount of games where we've played today where we're playing like the 2x or the 3x, sometimes the 4x even. 4x starts to get a bit slower. But yeah, like we're going to we've had a lot of situations where we've been able to sort of negotiate our way into a good lead, and then it's just like, you know, just running into it. Ghost says, bro, I'm running like that since 6.5K game shit happens. I agree with you, buddy. I agree with you. I think that often when people turn on my stream and they see me comment on like bad run, I think like there's a lot of people that are like, wow, this guy just cries all the time. Like, oh man, I run bad too. Everybody runs bad. Ultimately, when you're a streamer, you have to stream and you have to comment on what's happening. So, you know, if I was sat here playing in silence, that wouldn't be a stream. And then also, I probably actually against this guy could have done something alternative there. This one is fine. If I sit here in silence, it's not a stream because it requires, you know, comment. That's the whole point of a stream. But when you're commenting on what is just poor luck, then it's just whining. So what am I supposed to do? Trust me, I've played enough poker. This isn't a big deal. All right, GG's for today, guys. Let's take a look at some results, and we will wrap up stream for today. There's going to be more of these sort of like shorter 1 hour, 2 hour situations, you know, as the year's gone, as the rest of this year goes on, I should say. And, you know, this is how we're going to have to get through it. So I'm going to play, I think I'm probably going to end up having to play a decent wedge off stream. We'll take a look at the stats now, and then that'll kind of make more sense why. So far since the start of the challenge, this is how we are looking so far. 219 games played, $2,190 gambled of our 50K total. And we're up $70, which we certainly should not be. Based on our chip EV, we're only winning 4 chips per game at the moment. What is possible in the chip EV department after the merge? I don't know. That's what we're here to discover. But like I said before, there's a frustrating element that I basically sort of like I put together in my brain today. Over the course of a single stream, I'm not sure how many games we're going to play. I don't know. How many did we actually play today? If we do this, if we say for the last 3 hours, so we're down $120. We played 55 games basically in this session so far.
If only there was someone that
Thank you for the follow.
Was an expert at sub 25 big blind.
Yap Snap, what's up? Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Yeah, so here we are, guys. We played 55 games today in a 2 hour session, which was actually significantly more than we did last time. That's probably to do with game length. Last time we also probably did a lot more talking because it was the beginning of our challenge. But the number of games that we're going to get through in a single session on stream when we're just two tabling is going to be dependent on the actual multipliers themselves. And then in addition to that, the way that we measure our chip EV is going to be heavily impacted on the number of chips that are available in play per game, which can go against us and with us. So we're going to have days where if we run good and get bigger multipliers, we will literally be in a situation to win more chips than is expected, and we have the ability to win more chips in EV, and we have less games played during that session. And then the opposite is true. Let's say that we play all 2Xs all day, and then we have a couple bigger multipliers where we actually have 500 chips in play, and then we get like cold deck to fuck. We are all in set over set on the flop, and we lose 500 chips in cold blood. The actual number of chips available in the 2X multipliers is significantly less, and that will mean that in the actual stretch of graph, the amount that we lose will disproportionately like sit across the different data where we have fewer chips overall. There's a lot to figure out here, but that's kind of what we're here to do. So again, not complaining. Like I was saying to our new follower, Ghost You, it's hard to be a streamer and stream and not talk about negativity when there's negativity happening on stream. But I want you to understand, I'm not complaining. I'm not like crying about it. What I'm trying to say is that there's a new challenge here. There's a new set of challenges, I should say, not the literal challenge. There's a new set of challenges here, and wrapping our heads around it is going to be important because we need to adjust our mindset on how we're going to approach this. And also, we're probably going to endure extended periods of hardship, like our friend was saying, in this new format when we're just running into it all day long, which is frustrating. I mean, this is why people prefer regular speeds in general, because if you are shorter stacked and you're coming to the later stage of the game, it feels like you have a little bit more time to make some moves to try and, you know, pull off some bluffs, make some big calls, and then make a comeback. And then also, if you are feeling confident about playing deeper stacked poker, what you're doing is you're negotiating yourself into a situation where you have a lead and then you're not forced to be all in. You know, you can actually take your time and pick a spot that's going to also land you those chips in a better fashion than just, I'm all in, he has to call, now we're flipping, now I win, right? The amount of time that we have in order to get consistently plus EV moves in is decreased by the amount of levels that we have where we're not forced all in by the number of big blinds that are available. That was that 3 hours in the end? 17, 18. No.
Actually, if only there was someone that
This is it was no 2 hours. It's 2 hours. It's 2 hours 26, Raksha. We've been live for 2 hours 26. Okay, so yeah, there you go. Anyway, these are the results. Let's ignore that for now. Actually, let's turn this off because that's not right anymore. Let's do our filter. Here we go. Open that. Apply that. So 219 games played in the challenge so far. We have an ROI of 3%, which again is not earned theoretically in our actual EV. This is madness, guys. This is madness. We're all over the shop. You know, we're all over the shop. If we actually filter specifically for 900 to 1500 lifetime, these are our long-term spin and go results. And obviously now we're looking at the very, very tail end of this. These are our chip results over, you know, a huge sample, or a much larger sample, I should say. So now we have to make sense of, you know, how we're going to approach the merge and just get used to it. I'm going to start setting up some GTO Wizard profiles for me to practice against the trainer, because there are definitely stack depths here that I know how to play, or at least are okay in my repertoire, but are coming up a lot more often that I feel uncomfortable in, especially like blind v blind at 15 effective. It's such an awkward stack depth. So I need to do some more work, you know, outside of just, you know, having to deal with the new variance in this game. I think part of what we have to try and accomplish is get into a habit of studying these more awkward stack depths that don't come up as often in the previous reg speeds. And yeah, that's what we're going to do. So really quick, guys, before we move on, I'm going to close up Hand to Note, which is our tracker we were just looking at. I'm going to close up PokerStars as well. It's important that you guys know that we are closing stars because I want to take a look at this hand history that we have marked. Oh, actually, I should have left Hand to Note open. That's annoying. All right, let me open this again. McLaurin says, after jamming into top of the range for the 15th time in a row, I can't hold my tongue either. It's, you know, like, it is what it is, you know. It's... Olga says 55 tournaments are not enough. I mean, yeah, I understand that. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and filter that again. Session. I just got to keep opening the right one. Here we go. This sets. Okay, so apply marked hands. Here we go. So if we copy this hand history. All right, guys, one sec. I'm just trying not to dox myself here. PokerStars is closed, so I'm going to fire up GTO Wizard, which of course is not for use. It's not something you should be using while you're playing. It's against TOS of PokerStars, so be aware of that. And let's do some analysis. La 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 la. Press the right button, Nick. All right, put that there. Put that there. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and do a little upload here. Click and save and analyze. So this was, which hand was this? Was this the King 10? Okay, yeah, this is it. Okay, so this is a really important one, guys. If you weren't here earlier, let me open it up over here and we can just replay it for you. Sorry, guys, this isn't the right size. All right, so basically this was the hand. Sorry for the spoiler, but this is what it looks like. So we put in a steal pre-flop. We raised to 2.5 big blinds. Opponent calls. On the board, we put in a small continuation bet. Fine. On the turn, our opponent bet really big. So imagine you can't see the Queen Jack. On this turn, we're going to be facing straight draws, flush draws, some King X, some Jack X, some 7X, some King X, which we do actually outkick as well, it should be noted. Our opponent bets 5.6 big blinds. We decided to shove.
If only there was someone that was a
Thank you for the follow.
at sub 25 big blind.
So this is a weird spot. it's my interpretation that we probably don't use this size. We don't bet 5.6 big blinds in the turn. But I'm looking at it and I'm going, this looks like one of those things that I'm not doing that I might actually should be doing, maybe. Anyway, this is the spot. And what we're here to look at is, how did we approach this correctly from a GTO perspective? And then also, is this a size that exists? Because I don't think it is, but I could be wrong. And I like when I'm wrong because I feel like I'm learning in those situations. So let's go ahead and study this. This is the wrong one. We're not looking at that. All right, let's open this up in the trainer, and let's see if we can learn something here. So on the button, there was a fold, and then we're in the small blind. We raised to 2.5 big blinds. That is GTO. King 10 offsuit is going to fall into this category 22.4% of the time. All good. Big blind calls. That's the flop on the small blind here on the turn. We opt to bet small, so we ended up betting 1.25. If we're looking at King 10 specifically, we are generally going to be betting slightly bigger. So we actually used a size which is used on the smaller, much less. So bet 1.5 is about 1.4% of the time. So we should be sizing up here. So immediately we've probably made a mistake with our own sizing. But let's assume that we do bet small, right? We bet 1.5 is probably closer. Our opponent calls. The turn is... Sorry, guys. Jack of spades. And we check, which I think is going to happen a lot of the time. King 10 off is going to check about 57.8% of the time in this node. So we check. That's fine. And our opponent, okay, so we can see here immediately on this in the big blind here, 4.5 is the biggest size that is used. Let's take a look at Queen Jack off specifically. So there you go. Look, so even when it's given the 4.5 big blind size, that only happens 0.4% of the time in the computer. So bet 1.5, bet 3 is much more commonplace. So two things. Number one, we probably should be looking at our bet sizing here on the turn, on the flop, excuse me, because it looks like we're using a size which is not used as often. You could argue that it's an exploit to have a smaller bet size on this flop, because people will tend to give up more than they should. They won't float the kind of combos that they should have in there. However, when we're playing a pool like we did today, probably reg v reg, we should be looking closer to GTO. So once we arrive at this point, the takeaway from this is that, yeah, it is unusual for him to be blasting off 5.6 big blinds into a pot of 7 or 8 or whatever it was. And it doesn't even look like it wants us to it wants to give the computer the size that they were talking about here. So we've definitely, we're probably making the right assumption here in general. If we actually filter specifically for larger bets, like let's say we do this, it's going to be almost no hands at all. So basically some of our weaker Jack X wants to do it, but it's like basically non-existent. We're betting a lot with this sort of 3 big blind sizing, right? This makes sense. Right, there's a lot of dead money in the pot. There's 8 big blinds dead in the pot if we're looking at this exact spot the way it's been played out here in GTO Wizard. Betting 3 big blinds is a huge portion of our combined stacks. It's a small portion of the overall pot so far, but it's a big portion of our 10 big blind remaining effective stack. And we're going to do that with all of our Jack X. We're going to do that with all of our King X. 7X probably is just going to check a bunch. 7X checks loads. Yep, that makes sense. So look, yeah, basically our mindset here is lining up, right? We've opted to do something because we have seen something that's pretty unusual, and I think it's very, very even more unusual for a player to go, I've just turned a really strong hand, now I'm suddenly going to want to size up. Basically, the story checks out, right? In this situation, we shoved into a jack because he had a huge sizing and we've made a note about it. So this actually might become a tell in future. This might be the kind of player when he makes a big hand, he thinks he needs to bet big to get value, but that will come at the consequence of not getting value from weaker hands that aren't literally like, the King 10 of this world, the King Queen, etc. So there you go. That is an unusual size. We've confirmed that, but we do want to actually take a look at the small blind sizing strategy here on the flop. Excuse me. So if we go back to this node here, let's take a look at our sizes. So this was raise, call, and then we're first act. Is this right? Okay, one sec. Let's reset this as well, just so we can get back to where we were. So on the flop, if we're taking a look at the selected line is rarely used in GTO. That's an important thing to note. Let's go back to here. So if we're taking a look at the small blind strategy, this is raise, call, and then on the flop. The most commonly used size is 3 big blinds and 5. So if we simplify this to, let's simplify this into 2 sizes. I'm sure there was a way to actually do this as well over here somewhere. It's been a while. We might grouped. There you go. Yeah. So that's not really as helpful as we would have liked. Let's just do it ourselves. So if we split this into bet 3, bet 1, let's take a look at what we're betting 3 with, and then what the rest is. So kings are enjoying betting very small. Queens are enjoying betting very small. Queen jack sometimes is betting small. Here's a good breakdown. Here is a good breakdown. So in short, if we're going for no draw, yeah. Got shots. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, okay. Story checks out. So basically, we're just using a wrong size here. We started the hand about 14 effective. We should be sizing up. So even the ace-6, ace-5, this is going to be the majority of that. All right, cool. This all makes sense. Yeah, okay, cool. So the queen-3, queen-deuce, these ones are still going for the larger size. They're going to bet one some of the time, but it's just kind of in there. Yeah, I think it's probably safe to assume that we just want to size up to 3 in general. Anyway, I need to take a look at this offline a little bit more and derive some information from myself. Anyway, guys, that's going to be a wrap for today. Thank you for coming to hang out. There's going to be more like this in the future, guys. It's looking like we're gonna have to play some volume before any of these results make any sense, because this has been a wild ride and we've only played about 200 games so far. Why do I put myself in these situations, chat? Anyway, I love you all very much. Thanks for hanging out with us today, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Tomorrow I might do another one of these. We're not doing the Spin Go Showdown until Wednesday, at which point we will be having a matchup. Next matchup is going to be... Next matchup is Wistern versus Seb, Wednesday, July the 16th from 2 p.m. UK. I might sneak in a stream after that, but I'll see you guys tomorrow around 2 p.m.-ish, I think, for another 50K challenge stream. Cool Hand Matt says, do you bother trying to play 2 sizes there? Yes, but not like 4. You know what I mean? I think in that particular breakdown, it might be fine just to simplify into 1, because it looks like the 1 big blind sizing is used, you know, specifically with sets, and like the sets and the queens were in there, so they have to bounce in other places. But when it's such a thin margin, it's kind of an unusual breakdown. But yeah, anyway, I love you guys very much. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I'll see you guys tomorrow for more spinning goes, and hopefully some more dollars gambled in the 50K challenge. See you tomorrow. Bye, guys.